Welcome everyone to Vested Interest. This is Shane back again for another stock pick of the day video. Today we're going to take a look at a retailer out of the consumer discretionary sector, Tractor Supply Company. It is September 18th, and you're going to have to forgive me guys and gals for a little while here. I am working 12-hour shifts. I am being impacted by the UAW strike, so these videos are going to be coming to you a little later. I am working 12-hour shifts again from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to help facilitate the manpower shortage at the office. So I'm going to put these out as soon as I can whenever I get home, but you're probably not going to see them till around 8 o'clock in the evening. I know usually I try to get these out around 5:30 at the latest 6, but right now, at least while the UAW strike is going on, it's just the way things are going to have to work. I'm just spending a lot of time at the office. Let's jump in anyway and take a look at Tractor Supply Company, TSC. Let's see what we got here. So if you want to know more about this company, check them out, www.tractorsupply.com. That's www.tractorsupply.com. That is their homepage where I pulled this information from. For 85 years, Tractor Supply Company, ticker TSCO, has been passionate about serving the needs of recreational farmers, ranchers, homeowners, gardeners, pet enthusiasts, and all those who enjoy living life out here. Tractor Supply is the largest rural lifestyle retailer in the U.S., ranking 291 on the Fortune 500 list. The company's 52,000 team members are known for delivering legendary service and helping customers pursue their passions, whether that means being closer to the land, taking care of animals, or living a hands-on, do-it-yourself lifestyle. In-store and online, Tractor Supply provides what customers need anytime, anywhere, any way they choose at the low prices they deserve. So it's a retailer kind of in a specialty niche for smaller farmers, farm enthusiasts, animal enthusiasts, that sort of thing. You know, hunting, pets, livestock, farm and ranches, lawn and gardens, clothing, grills, boots and shoes, home decor and furnishings, fencing and gates, tools, outdoor equipment, wildlife, birds and wildlife, home improvement, and they say horses, but it's really just all sorts of livestock, right? And again, www.tractorsupplycompany.com, that is their homepage. And they were down 1.57% on the day. We are talking about Tractor Supply Company. TSCO closed the day out at $209.49. 52-week range as low as $181.40, as high as $251.17. So they are creeping closer to that 52-week low, though not quite there, but much closer to their 52-week low than they are their 52-week high. Average volume 1.2 billion. Today's was 961 million, in a pretty clear sell-off throughout the entire day. Looks like it tried to recoup a little bit there around 1 o'clock, but then from around 2 p.m. on, more of a sell-off. Market cap of 22.794 billion, a beta of 0.81, so they are less volatile than the overall market. Price to earnings PE ratio $20.95 per share. That's a bit high for a company like this, in my opinion. They are pretty well established. Again, been around for 85 years, so creeping up on 100 years. So short of opening new stores, they probably have saturated the market in the areas they are in, but they are a specialty retailer, so keep that in mind. Earnings per share, EPS, is very nice, $10 per share on this one. Earnings date, sometime between October 18th through October 23rd. Take a look at it sometime in there. Forward dividend is $4.12 paid out in the year. They are a quarterly payer, so we'll see that here in a minute. Dividend yield of 1.94%. Their ex-dividend date just passed August 25th, so we're past that one. You would not be in line for the next dividend if you were to, well, actually, it looks like they paid out on September 12th. So you would be in line for the next dividend if you were to buy them now. You would just have to wait a little bit. 1 year target estimate, at least according to Yahoo Finance, where I pulled this information, they see $246.32 as an estimate. I am not affiliated with Yahoo Finance, just one of the sites that I like to look at for information. Now, I like to look at statistics. You're going to find a lot of good information here, PEG ratio, price to book ratio, a lot of other information. I like to go down and look at a dividend yield theory. To do that, you go down to dividends and splits. You look at their 5-year average dividend yield, 1.30. You compare it to their current 1.94, or over here, forward annual dividend yield, 1.94, same number. And since this number is higher, it speaks to some undervaluation on this one. If this number was lower than their 5-year average, it would speak to overvaluation. So at least according to dividend yield theory, this one is potentially undervalued and offering a little bit of a margin of safety here, though with its 52-week low being 181, I would always like it to pull back more closer to that 52-week low. But it's at least in the range. I would start looking at this one if you are looking at retailers. Now, I will preface this. I am not a long-term holder of Tractor Supply Company, and right now, retail is going to be one of those things. If we are entering a recession, it may get hit hard. Target is another one that is really down right now. A lot of retail is getting hit right now because of the potential for a recession. So keep that in mind as well. But if you are looking for something in this industry, it might be time to start looking and at least starting getting some of these companies on your watch list, doing some research and see which ones you like. And that's part of the reason we're looking at this one today. Now let's keep going here. I like to look at financials. Under financials, you're going to find a lot of good information. You're going to find their balance sheet, their income statement, their debt to equity ratios. Is their revenue growing? All that's good information. One of the things I like to look at is free cash flow. We want growing free cash flow over time because we want growing dividends over time, and dividends are paid out of free cash flow. So we go back to 2019, 594 million here. 2020 up to 1.1 billion. Big drop from 2020 to 2021 down to, that could be, the CV19 related, down to, even though probably around 2020 that would be where it was really related, and you see a big jump up. That might have been the reason why. A lot of people staying home, so a lot of things to do with hobbies and stuff like that, you'd have more time to do. 2021 dropped down to 510 million, 2022 to 583 million. Overall from 2019, it does look like there's a bit of a decrease, though it looks like to date 656, so we might be back on track here. But again, look at repurchase of capital stock. You can see they are repurchasing their shares, so not as much in 2020, could account for some of that bump up. More in 2021 could account for some of that drop down, and same thing in 2022, a big chunk there as well. So overall, I would say free cash flow is good. I wouldn't say that there is a issue here with free cash flow overall. Let's keep going. Now, I like to recommend more than one source so that you can back check the information that you are getting is accurate. So at least 2 sources, if not 3. So again, you can back check the information you are getting is accurate. Been updated recently. Stockanalysis.com is another source that I like. And same thing, you can go into the financials, you can go into the statistics. We're going to look at the forecast real quick, and 24 stock analysts have taken a look at this. They call it a consensus buy, and I would say right now at 209.49, again, it's probably one, if you're interested in a company in a retail space like this, it is definitely starting to look attractive at these levels. They have a low estimate of $224, and that is their current price is lower than their lowest estimate, so that would be a 6.93% increase in the stock price if it hit their lowest estimate. Average estimate is $247.79. That would be a 18.28% increase in the stock price, and a high estimate of $280, and that would be a 33.66% increase in the stock price. All the while, you could collect that not quite 2% dividend yield, 1.6, 1.8, depending on where you bought it, dividend yield. And again, starting to look attractive, even lower than all of their lowest estimates. That's a good sign to see as well. Now, let's take a look at return on equity. If you were to go to statistics, I like to look at return on equity and return on invested capital. I like 10% or better, and this smashes that, right? 55.6 for return on equity. Return on invested capital, 14.3, so just above what I like at 10%. Very nice numbers overall on this company. And I also like to look at EPS growth forecast over the next 5 years. I like 5% or better. This is sitting at 9.8, and they also have a revenue growth forecast here at 7.09%. That is not one of my metrics. It's just one similar to repurchasing stock price or repurchasing stock. You have to forgive me again. I've put in a lot of hours today and going to be putting in a lot of hours all week for the foreseeable future. So again, bear with me here, folks. Revenue growth forecast is 7.09%, so I throw that in just like repurchasing their stock. That's kind of an extra bonus one to take a look at. Let's take a look at the dividend here. Dividend growth, very high dividend growth on this one, 22.26%, and very low payout ratio, 41.12%, so a lot of room to continue to grow this dividend. I'm not saying they're going to continue to grow it at 22.26%, but that is very fast dividend growth with a lot of room to continue that. And it's good to see because they do have, I like above 2% dividend yield, so they are a little bit below where I would like them, but I could deal with that if they have this type of dividend growth, prolonged dividend growth like this. I went back to 2020. You can see they're paying August 21st, 2020, 40 cents. They jumped it up February 2021 to 52 cents. jumped it up again February 22 to 92 cents, and then jumped it up again February 23 to $1.03. So they are consistently raising that dividend. I would expect them to raise it again next February. Very nice dividend growth, very nice numbers overall for this one. If you are looking for something in the retail space, especially kind of a specialty retail space like this which provides them a little bit of a moat, this might be one again to throw on the watch list, or even start to nibble on this one. I would love it under 200, but it is looking attractive right now. This is the Vested Interest Stock Screener. You can see how I set up the videos. This is why I set the videos up the way I do. Understand the business, growing free cash flow. We looked at that. Growing dividend over time. We looked at that. Dividend payout ratio of 75% or less. That was a check. Check valuation based on dividend yield theory. According to dividend yield theory, it's potentially undervalued. Buy below current cost basis. It's not in my portfolio, so that doesn't apply. Or within 15% of its 52-week low. What you'd want to do there is look at its 52-week low. It was around 180 something, and see where it registers at 15% of its 52-week low. That's where I like to start a position. I did not do that, but you can do the math there yourself. Return on invested capital, return on equity, 10% or better. It beats both of those. And earnings per share growth equal to or greater than the industry average, 5% plus. It beats that as well. For financial companies, I throw this one in. You can use price to book, but you would want to compare this to other retailers there. Price to book on this one or lower is for financial companies, specifically for banks. If you're looking at price to book for other companies, you want to compare it to their industry average. Must meet 5 of 8 to be investable. This one does. And if for a financial company, must meet 6 of 9. So that is Tractor Supply Company. Let me know what you think about TSCO in the comment section down below. Is it in your portfolio? Do you shop there? Have you ever even heard of the store? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to show me some love. Hit that thumbs up, ring the notification bell. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers here. Join the Vested Interest community. Join us on this journey to financial freedom, building a community of like-minded dividend growth investors so we can share our experiences, share stocks like this that we may be watching, we may be buying, stocks we're avoiding, tips and tricks that we've learned along the way. We can't benefit from each other's investing, but we can benefit from each other's knowledge and experiences. So again, drop a comment down below. I do personally read and respond to the comments. I'm always interested to read your questions, opinions, or suggestions for future topics. So if you have a stock like Tractor Supply Company you'd like me to do a stock pick of the day series video on, drop that in the comment section down below as well, and I will work it into the rotation. This is Shane signing off. Wishing peace and prosperity to you and yours. And remember, financial security comes to those who take a vested interest. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great week. Hope you are not working 12-hour shifts like I am, and hopefully the UAW strike is not impacting you. Let me know down in the comment section below. Are you being impacted by the UAW strike? Maybe you're not a GM worker. Maybe you're just one of the companies that supplies them materials. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be considered financial advice. I'm only sharing my opinion and investing in for educational and entertainment purposes. Investing involves risks. You can't lose money and should never invest any amount uncomfortable losing. Always do your own research. Invest based on your situation, circumstances, and select criteria, or seek the advice counsel of a certified financial advisor.